One. What's up, Kate? How you doing today?
I am good, Drew. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. It was a great weekend, and I'm ready. Looking forward to again this week, Friday. It's going to be awesome. Super excited at the Sands, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, super stoked. Unfortunately, I will not be there. I'll be out of town, but I am super stoked. Actually, the Sands Club was promoting it this morning on Instagram. And I just love seeing your pretty little face on there. It looks great.
Same, man. It's so. I feel so bougie with my boy. It's
I
legit, man.
know. It's
I
pretty
love it. I
cool.
love it. I see your. Yeah, it's awesome, and it's cool that they do a lot of promotion. I mean, it's growing this organization bigger than
It
what
is.
you and I could even grow it. So it's nice.
It is. Yeah. Like I said last time or last week, everyone who showed up to the previous meetup last month was pretty much knew about it from the Sands Club, and they were all new attendees. So
So
I think
awesome.
I think we're gonna have a huge turnout on Friday, and every person I talked to from the last meetup said it was extremely valuable to them. They met someone that could help them kind of further their business journey. So super exciting.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, sweet man. Well, do you want me to start? You want to start?
Go ahead, you can start.
Sweet, sweet. So going over just the general markets and sort of the wow, blew that one. The indexes that we like to traditionally follow. S&P 500 was down about a 0.5% last week, but still up 6.67% year to date. The Dow Jones was down about 0.2% last week, but again, still up about 2%. And then Russell 2000 was up about 1.5%, making that 11.17% year to date. So we've still seen some gains. It was a weird market, right? Because we were down all year last year. Then it felt like we recovered significantly, and now we're kind of generally going down in that downwards trajectory. So hopefully we can sort of bottom out and start to come back up. But again, I mean, you got a long time horizon, no need to worry. Just throw your money in. You're getting
Sure.
discounts right now.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
It's always
man.
a good time.
That's it. And then the big call to action that I have for the week is actually regarding the Secure Act 2.0 again. So it's going to be in reference to 529 planning. So if you aren't familiar with the 529 plan, it's a plan that's designed to allow you to house money tax free for kids that are going to be using it for college expenses, so qualified education expenses. So this might be things such as housing, tuition, books, whatever you would need to be sufficient in college. You could take this money and put it into buy those things, pull it out of the account, and it's all tax free. Now, the change comes in when it came out to, let's say you weren't going to college. So let's say, Cade, that your mom had established a 529 when you were 2 years old and she put money away, and now you're 18 and you decided you want to be a real estate agent, so you're not going to go to college, right? And so typically what would happen is you would convert that money from a 529, you would pass it on to either the parents could either pass it on to a kid that was low, like younger than them, and it could just kind of funnel down. But or if you were an only child, you could take that money, pay taxes on it, and then you just have that money cash. Maybe you want to start a business, you wanted to use it to pay real estate, all that. Well, the change came where you can actually convert that account to a Roth IRA. So you push it out, you can't have access to the money until you're 59 and a half, like a traditional Roth IRA would work, but it still shelters that tax-free growth. So you just shift it from an education standpoint to more of a retirement vehicle. So that's the big change to be aware of for sure.
That is awesome. So I like that example you used because that's similar. That's pretty much my story, right? Wanting to go to school. And once I turned 18, I'm like, no, I'm going to get into real estate. So that's actually, so if they don't want to pull out the money, you could then transfer into a Roth IRA. You can't pull it out till
Absolutely.
you're 59, but you're still building that tax-free kind of portfolio, right?
Absolutely. So you're still participating in the same assets that you had before, maybe same mutual funds, and you can even contribute as you make money because you could add to that growth. And then it just grows, 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 grows. And then when you're 59 and a half, you again don't have to pay taxes on it.
That's
So
awesome.
it's
And
just
this, and you said this is something that was not available before, right?
nope, nope. It was either
Wow.
it was either you had to pass it down to another kid or you would have to pull the money out. And when you pulled the money out, you would pay taxes on the gains that you had. So it was one or the other. You didn't have the option to convert it to something later.
That is
So
really cool.
Yes, yes,
So
very
this,
unique.
so this is important for the people to know if it's that type of situation, right? Where their kid, just decides not to go to school, or maybe is it possible that they maybe drop out and want to try something new, and then the funds still within the 529 can still be transferred into the
Absolutely,
Roth IRA? Okay, cool. That's
absolutely. So
really good to
yeah,
know.
let's say you have let's say you have amazing growth and you grow and you've now made more money, let's say, or your kid gets a lot of scholarships, because that was another problem, right? Like if kids got a bunch of scholarships and their college was paid for and there was no need, there's nothing they could spend that money on, they were forced to take that money out and pay taxes on it. Well, now college is paid for, you can just give it to them as a retirement vehicle and say, here you go. Or you can use it for later on in education, or say they want to go back to school. You have access to that now you can turn it into a retirement asset opposed to just the 529 plan, which is sweet.
Super cool. So if I want to do that, I come and talk to you, right?
That's it, man. I help out.
That's awesome. No, that's really cool. That's really good to take note of, especially being that, we're a college town. I'm sure that's the case for a lot of people.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's really it's something that when I learned about it, the 529, when I was studying, I didn't understand why that wasn't an option. Like I had thought, why is it that they're forced to pull it out? So
Mm,
it makes sense. It makes sense, and I think it was a really good move. So
that's awesome.
yeah,
Heck yeah.
man. Yeah. What about you? Tell me, update me.
Yeah, absolutely. So similar to last week, I will quickly go over kind of Tucson metrics right now as far as real estate is concerned. So in January 2023, we're seeing the average sales price at 330 grand. Okay, so that's kind of the median average right now in Tucson, Arizona. Homes for sale are starting to rise pretty substantially. So in January of 2022, so a year ago, in Tucson, there was a little over 1,000, so a little over 1,100 actually homes for sale. And right now, in January 2023 in Tucson, we are seeing an average of 1,684. So 1,684 homes for sale. So about a little over
Wow.
500 more homes for sale right now in Tucson versus a year ago.
Wow.
And the pending sales are dropping tremendously as well. So in Tucson right now, January, 11,295 homes were pending for sale. And then let's go back to January 2022, it was 14,600. So
Wow.
you're seeing a lot more homes, uh, or a lot less homes, excuse me, under contract and closing. And you're
Yeah.
seeing, the pending sales is dropping and the homes for sale is rising. So a lot of opportunity is starting to get created for these buyers, which is something we've pretty much just elaborated on every single week. My call to action, however, this week is really for the buyers and sellers. And it's the importance of having a team around you whenever you're selling or buying a home. And recently, I've had kind of opportunities come my way where I had to act quickly. I had the opportunity there, and you got to make a decision. And in order to make that decision, you have to consult with different team members, a CPA, an attorney, maybe a contractor, maybe another real estate agent, a financial advisor. These are all people part of your team that you're going to need in order to quickly make decisions and educated decisions, right? And so also another point is to have team members who maybe are the same thing, right? Maybe you have three realtor friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Consult
Mm-hmm.
with them, consult with them before making a decision, because they're all going to have really good data and information and insight as to what you're doing. And so it's really good to consult with people. So for me, more so, it's the investing side. I had potential investment opportunities come my way. And so I needed, contractors' opinions on some different costs and things. And I was able to call on them. They came my way and they gave me some really great advice and info. So the call to action for this week is if you guys are buying or selling a home, consult with your team members, right? Some of the ones I listed before: financial advising, realtors, lenders, contractors. Consult with these guys because they're in this stuff every single day, and they're going to be able to advise you much better than you can advise yourself. So
Absolutely.
that's the call to action for this week.
I love that. And I can attest greatly to you because I know that, just from the sheer few interactions that I've had with past clients of yours or just discussing sort of things that you've done, that's something you're really good at is making sure that your clients have all the right professionals that they need. And I think that's really respectable. Like if they don't know someone, you're able to fill the holes that they don't have. And so I think that that's part of the client experience. I think you give it off and I think it's fantastic, but I can't stress the importance. You're exactly right. Making sure that you have a an team of people that's willing to help you, and even better if you can have a team of people that they all communicate together as well, making sure your financial advisor is speaking to your CPA, that's speaking to your estate planning attorney, that's speaking to your real estate agent, because if you can have that team and they're all talking together, they all know what's going on in the best interest of the client or you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's tough too at times when maybe you're just getting started, you don't know, right? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe you take one step and you realize, oh crap, I should have had, my attorney look at this or whatever. So if you can have all of those, if you can have all of your team members kind of established before kind of get out there and start doing things, that's really kind of the best way you could do it. Unfortunately, a lot of the time that's not how it's done. So you kind of have to go back and, fix some things that maybe you messed up or didn't do correctly. So again, call to action, get your team members all established, make sure you have good relationships with them and that they communicate. I can't tell you how many times, I've tried to reach someone and they just don't communicate at all. So
Absolutely.
make sure you have people on your team, even if it's numerous people of the same profession that communicate well with you and they get back to you.
Absolutely. And what better platform to do that than the NGRN, right?
Absolutely. We got a ton of freaking professionals in here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Show up if you're new, come enjoy it and meet as many people as you can because there's a ton of different professions. And you're exactly right. I mean, heck, even when we very first started NGRN, it was very real estate heavy, but you guys have all sort of been able to work together and, learn from each other and leverage each other's skills and knowledge to be able to be better agents. So you're exactly
Absolutely.
right.
And that's one of the things, Drew, one more thought, that you and I, the thing we love about NGRN is it's not restrictive to just one person of one profession, right? Because there are many groups out there, you and I know them, where it's just one professional and that's who reps that industry. At NGRN, we open it to everyone. So
Absolutely.
bring all the realtors, right? Bring all of the financial advisors because
Absolutely.
you and I need competition.
For sure.
If you want to look at it that way, or you can look at it as collaborative, right? And
Absolutely.
the example you and I like to use is I was able to help one of my sellers of an investment property close within weeks of like a full cash offer. And it was an awesome deal only because Cody, who's a part of our group, brought it to me, right? We were just talking, kind of collaborating, and we got that deal done. So that's the beauty that comes from inviting multiple, professionals of the same industry is that you guys can kind of collaborate and do that sort of thing. So yeah, we invite everyone and it's not limited at all.
Absolutely. Promoting that abundance mindset. That's it.
For sure. For sure.
That's it.
All right, Drew. So I think you have a quote to close us off.
Yeah. So this quote's really good. It's super deep. So surface level, it's kind of hard to understand. You might not think as deep, but when you dig into it, it's a very deep and awesome quote. So the quote is, "You will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse." Have you heard that quote before?
That's so funny because my mentor tells that to me all the time.
Really,
Yeah,
really.
it's a good one.
Okay. It's a really good one. It's a really good one. And I've taken this so many different ways, whether it's like, making sure you don't live this super materialistic life because you want to make like that stuff doesn't follow you to the afterlife. That stuff stays. That it's here.
Right,
So making sure your impact is beyond just you, beyond just your inner circle. But the other thing is it's I've also interpreted as life is definitive, and once it's over, it's over. Like you're not moving, you're not. It's done, right? I mean, you go to, of course, heaven and all of that. However, there is that fine line of like your earthly life is
right,
is timed. So
right.
I love it.
No, that's super powerful, brother.
I
Yeah, and
okay. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's funny because my mentor tells that to me, and ever since we first met, he said that. So you're exactly right. Focus on things more than just that are bigger than yourself for sure.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to ask you. What is your interpretation of that? Because I think it's
Oh yeah.
open to a lot of different interpretations.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's exactly that, man. Don't focus on materialistic things. And I think, for you and I and a bunch of young people in this industry, that's what is kind of tied down to this, our goal setting and our visions is, we want to be successful, make lots of money. And there's nothing necessarily inherently wrong with that, but don't let that be your God, right? Don't let that be everything to where you lose family, friends, hobbies just because, you need to make some money. So, um, yeah, it's just focus on things bigger than yourself, focus on leaving an impact and loving people and just doing really solid work for people and don't focus on the money.
I love it. I love it. Well, sweet man, thank you so much, Kate. I appreciate it. Sorry you won't be there, but I'll be in good spirits.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm stoked for it.
All right, man. Well, take care, have fun, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.